And we are live. What is going on, everyone? It's your boy Johnny Dunn. We're back with another one. Today, epic VeVe live stream for y'all. We have the Fantastic Four, issue number 12. I don't think this is going to be one of those holy grail comic books, but I think it's going to be a pretty cool one to hang in your showroom. I think the cover art looks good. I'm trying to collect one of every single comic book. We're going to see how long that can last for. But I don't think, again, this is going to be one of those holy grails, must-haves. But I think it's going to be a pretty cool one if you're into comic books. Let's dive into the details. We got 30,000 total editions, so it's going to sell out immediately again, no matter what. We have the common, 21,000. We have the uncommon, 5,000 editions. The rare, 2,350. The ultra rare, 1,050. And the secret rare, 600 editions. We got Gio in the building. How we doing, fam? How we doing? Willow Kid. 2 Nightwing. Got him retail. Gio, there's a possibility I could have 3 Nightwing, my man. 3 Nightwing after the Fantasy Football Championship, of course. We'll see what happens. I made it into the championship, so that's always going to be a great time. We got Brendan in the building. How we doing, fam? Doing well, brother. Doing well. How we doing, fam? Again, this is going to be not one of those holy grail comic books. So I don't think you have to, blow the budget, go all out on these in the marketplace. But if you want some, a pretty cool comic book to read, to collect, I'm going to try to collect it. I'm going to try to get one of every single comic book. That's my goal. I don't know how long that's going to last for. But here we got the common. I do like the cover art on all these, actually. There's the uncommon. I definitely like the common a lot. That's the rare. The ultra rare pops. I like the ultra rare a lot. And the secret rare looks pretty cool. I'm going to have to go with the ultra rare as my favorite, though. That looks fire, if you ask me. This is the very first battle between the Hulk and the Thing. So, again, it's not a first appearance, but it's a pretty cool comic book. We got Corey. Let's go. Happy Comic Day. How we doing? It's always a great day when you get Comic Day, just because even if it's not that important, you can still turn $7 into a secret rare, which if you sell it immediately, you could end up making $1,000, right? $800, who knows? Yeah, Brendan, I agree. I like the ultra rare the most. And then Gio, exactly. I mean, you may like the cover art so much on some of these where it doesn't even matter the value. You're going to hold it because you absolutely love it. That's how I get sometimes. Like, I'm torn. If I get the ultra rare, it'd be hard for me to sell it because I do like that artwork so much, but it would probably be return on my investment wise, probably the best to sell it right away. That's one thing. If you guys are new tuning in today, most of you guys have been here for a while, but even so, I forget all the time. It's really important to come up with that strategy, the 30-minute window before that marketplace actually opens up. It's actually crucial to come up with a strategy. Try to think, if you didn't get yours delivered yet, because sometimes you get your comic book delivered a little bit after the marketplace opens. So just try to think, if you get that secret rare, what are you going to do with it? If you get the ultra rare, what are you going to do with it? Just come up with game plans in your head. My homie was climbing on that secret art, and I gotta agree. Nah, I mean, I think the secret art looks pretty cool. I actually like the ultra rare a lot better, though. It's like completely different types of artwork, I would say. From that ultra rare compared to that secret rare. Secret rare is like that old school vibe. Ultra rare is almost like a newer look. I kind of like it. Hulk be looking like Frankenstein. Yeah, a little bit, but I mean, I'm pretty sure in the old school style of Hulk, he kind of does look like that a little bit more. I'm gonna try to get at least a comment on one of these. Hopefully, I luck. For me personally, if I get a secret rare today on the actual drop, I'm probably gonna flip it. I probably will sell it. I'm not too big into the artwork on it, and even though I think it looks pretty cool, I'm gonna be trying to stack some gems right now. That's pretty much what I'm focused on. So I did just make a couple big purchases lately. I had to sell a couple sets, I had to hurry up and get that Mickey ultra rare before it ran off. I got it around like 3K, I think just over 3K. And once I got it, I think 3.3 or 3.5 it was that I paid for. And sold some sets. I constantly go through my collection to really narrow down and try to think of the things that I absolutely love that, okay, I'm not selling this no matter what. And then some things that I look at as, okay, I can let this one go for some gems to reinvest in some other things. I'm constantly trying to trim down the fat on my collection. We got Knight Rider in the building. How we doing, fam? Got another little bot in here? Interesting. That's a block. Oh, that actually reminds me. I got to write it down. I got to unblock my boy. Let me just write a note here. Let me do it right after this. Oh, should I flip my Steamboat Willie for Golden Moments Wally? Billy the Kid's asking. That's a tough question, man. I don't think you should, but again, that's not financial advice. I think you got to do whatever you feel is best. If it was me, I do think Wali's going to be big, but I think Steamboat Willie. Oh, it's a common Steamboat Willie? Interesting. Okay, I thought it was the ultra rare. I was gonna say, definitely don't get rid of that ultra rare for that Wally. It's a common. Do you have the whole set? I think it depends if you have the whole set or not. If you have any other, if you have the uncommon, maybe. If you don't have the uncommon and you only have the one, I would just keep the one. That's just me though. Yeah, Gio, you notice that? See, this is something that I've been really preaching and I've been showing people because, again, I don't want to call people out if that's not what the case is because, some people need to sell gems. Like I need to sell gems. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But the way I've been seeing some things, I saw it on the Secret Rare Spider-Man. I saw it on a whole bunch of different collectibles. I point it out every time to people just because I want people to see it. And I've been pointing it out for months now, and I'm glad other people are starting to point this out. Gio said, interesting seeing whales make these sell walls to lower the price of Mickey makes me even more confident in holding because they want to scoop them up, right? Like that's what I saw on the FA Joker, the FA Harley Quinn before it went over $500. I saw the same person put a sell wall, had like 10 or 12 collectibles of the FA Joker, the FA Harley Quinn at $500 on FA Joker and FA Harley Quinn. And it was, it didn't go over $500 for the longest time. I think because of those sell walls. And anytime people would list under it, boom, people would just be buying them up. And then once they have enough, they delist and then watch that price run up. So anytime you see a sell wall, I would just keep your eye on it. And also just, make a saved memory in your head about who's the username. And see if you see that username pop up again and again. I don't know how low the Mickey will go. Genius or evil genius, Brendan? Because at the end of the day, they're just trying to basically just capitalize off the community. And so that's one thing I just wanted to put that out there to people. If you guys see that, just recognize it. Don't just be seeing a sell wall and then list right below it. Try to understand what's happening. I don't even know what the price is of Mickey right now, but that's just something that I noticed on a whole bunch of key collectibles too. Because if you think about it, all right, let's just say Todd Batman, for example. Imagine someone put 10 Todd Batman at 2.5K. Other people are going to see that sell wall and be like, what? I'm not buying that now. It's psychologically not appealing to buy that. So then maybe they'll just list theirs under the sell wall. Boom. 2.3K, etc. Boom. And then those people with the sell wall, they just keep buying the ones under that floor. And then they'll delist all their collectibles. Boom. Price skyrockets. And then they'll start selling them off. That's what I've noticed is happening. I don't know if it's the case for every single sell wall you see, because maybe some people just need the gems, right? But I always feel like if people need the gems, you wouldn't create a sell wall because then that's deterring people to buy it. Because once people see sell walls, they don't want to buy it. I mean, you can, Brendan, thanks for the idea. The thing is that people are onto it now, so people just see it. I had to complete that Mickey set today. Yeah, let's go, Willow. I saw you just complete that recently. You got the ultra rare on the drop, right? That's big time. I'm surprised you didn't complete it earlier. I think you were talking about that right on Twitter. You said you should have completed it earlier. That's one thing I'd love to do. If you do get that ultra rare or secret rare or whatever, I did it with the Captain America. The Spider-Man. The secret rares that I get on the drop or the ultra rares I get on the drop, That's when I really try to complete that set because you're saving so much money that way. Yeah, absolutely. For every whale, there's a bigger whale. That's a fact. Oh, really? There's an update. Yo, you're right. Wow, thank you so much, Roman Z. There is an update, guys. So you do want to update your VeVe app. If you don't update the VeVe app, you may not be able to get the drop. Wow, good looking. That's big time right there. That's what happened to me one time. I stayed on my phone when you had to be basically in virtual line. Stayed on my phone the night before from like 11 p.m. thinking no one else is going to do this. I'm going to be first person in line. And then they had an update at like 7 in the morning. I didn't see it because I was on my phone. I didn't go on like the desktop Twitter version. So I'm waiting there for the drop, thinking I'm first in line. Boom! I couldn't buy anything. I'm like, what's happening? I realized there's an update, and I didn't update the app, so I couldn't get it. I was like, wow. Gio, appreciate you big time. There's definitely an update. Yeah, Deadpool seems like a steal right now for sure. I mean, it's an FA of a popular superhero. Do a bet. Red Zone said, "Do a bet. Will I get this comic today?" Well, if I say yes, you just won't try, and then you'll win the bet. I think Red Zone's getting lucky today. Yeah, I think you are going to get one today, brother. Yeah, Brandon Lewis is a beast. Lewis has all the good moments. Facts. Spam or click at 11. Interesting. Let's see. Let's see. I think I'm still just gonna click. Yeah, I'm just gonna click on this one. Buy now button screen. These I'm gonna keep on just one tapping these, and then the ones that I can't even go to the screen because it doesn't have it. But basically the blind boxes, that's the one that I may try like the tapping. But for these, I'm just gonna one tap it. One touch. One tap, one drop. Morning, my guy. How we doing, Doobs? Doobs in the building. Have you seen any Valdo Wales JD? Wow, okay, Brendan's scooping up the cases. Now I haven't actually I don't know anyone. Any whales who's scooping them up. I haven't really tried showroom 2 recently too much. I gotta get back my showroom bag. I get like addicted to it for a few days, make crazy showrooms, and then I'll stop for a couple days. How we doing, Tony? I feel like it's so tedious to where it takes so much time and patience right now to actually make a decent showroom. It gets like addicting, but then I need like time away from it for a few days, and then I get back to it. Yeah, 15 minutes to drop. Are these exclusive? Some exclusive covers. Ah, yep. So this release features VeVe exclusive rare and ultra rare covers. Awesome. Boom. Yep. When the comics come in the showroom, absolutely, Brendan. You're so right about that, man. We haven't even seen that just yet. I was surprised with comics and crypto giving a sell to this comic. Yeah, I think they just want to focus more so on those first appearances of those key characters. Yeah, it's not optimal right now. I mean, it does take a while. If you have a lot of collectibles, I mean, just scrolling all the way to your newest collectible, it takes so long to get there. The desktop version will be available. Hashtag soon. Hey, how we doing, Robbie Remington? Hope you had a great Christmas. Let's get some comments. Let's do it. Had a great Christmas. Hope everybody else did as well. Absolutely, Richie J. I would say the biggest takeaway from anything on these drops is really come up with a game plan. There's 30-minute window before the market opens and right after the drop. Because I've seen it just time after time again. Sometimes I get too busy. I start thinking of other things and I forget to come up with the actual game plan. And I see it happen all the time with me, with new users, with experienced users. It happens. If you have a game plan, you can come away with at least, for example, right away with the secret rare. If you put it in the marketplace, you may get, $1,000 for it. But if you're not sure what your game plan is, if you want to hold it, sell it, etc., you may wait 10, 20 minutes after that marketplace opens and then come up with your decision. Now you want to feel like you sell it, but now the floor has dropped all the way down to $500, $600. So it's not like you lost money, but you just didn't make the most you could have made. So if you have a game plan, you're able to pounce on that decision. Brendan made a huge point right here. When the comics come in the showroom, can you only imagine the stunt? I mean, comics are doing pretty well right now overall, and we can't even put them in the showroom. And they don't even show up on your actual profile when you're looking at people's collectibles. On, like, right now, it says I have 252 collectibles when looking at my profile, but really I have 402 with the comics. So, like, you can read them. That's that utility right there. But, like, we haven't even really been able to put them in the showroom, which is going to just, like, me personally, I want to have a whole wall of all my low mint covers. I definitely think the price is going to skyrocket on them. How we doing, Shazam? How we doing? I don't know exactly if it's going to come down to 500. I was probably not that low, but I was just giving an example. It probably won't be that low. Hey, yeah, screen record. Thank you. I actually will do that. I would have forgot completely if you didn't say that. We still have 11 minutes to go. 11 minutes, 45 seconds. Coffee Gate is the trick. I've been striking out there lately, but I think today, hopefully I'm able to snag one today. This is, this first time, the first battle between the Hulk and the Thing. I feel like that's kind of a big deal. But it's not the first appearance of these characters, and that's really where the big deal is. But if I get I have a feeling I'm going to get the Ultra Rare today. If I get the Ultra Rare, I'm clipping that for sure. Let's see where I'm at. Johnny Gate, that's a fact. Probably like 20 minutes in. I really got a feeling I'm getting Ultra Rare. If you do Coffee Gate and Time Gate, Prediction Gate, if you predict what you get, you grab it. Why we ain't getting the FA comic appearance of the big heroes? I think we will. I mean, the thing is, though, like VeVe, the rollout, they're so strategic. They're game planning for a long term. They can't give us all the great comic books right away. So I really think that they're just sprinkling in, they're going to sprinkle in the big drops mixed in with the smaller drops, mixed in with everything. Like, I have a feeling eventually in 2022, as we get rolling into like the springtime, maybe late in the winter, 2023, we're going to have so many drops each week. One day might be a 1 of 1. The next day might be a 1 of 100. The following day might be a 70,000, edition comic books drop. The next day might be like a 3,000 edition ultra rare. I think they're going to mix it all up and probably have drops at the same time, just so it splits it all up and people kind of have to choose and pick which one they're going for. Yeah, that's a fact, Will. That's actually a great point. We are hungry right now for a drop. This is going to sell out so quick. I'm actually starting to get the feeling that we're all going to strike out. But if I do lock one in, I think it's going to be an ultra rare. I actually just completed the Santa stamp set. I got the ultra rare for like 130. I wasn't going to complete that set. because I really think the first edition stamps are where the money's going to be, like where the money's going to be. It's the only stamps that are first edition. And imagine if you have the first stamps ever in real life. Well, now you can own the first stamps ever on VeVe. And I think that's going to be the biggest deal in the world. I only have, I think, 3 or 4 extra uncommon stamps. And I noticed the uncommons were cheaper than the commons. So I was like, I don't see that one lasting with the stamps. So I loaded up, well, not loaded, but I got a few more uncommon. But I did complete that Santa stamp just because I felt like 130 for the ultra rares. I'm holding that for at least next Christmas. I feel like by next Christmas, that's going to be over $130. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but I had enough gems on me to where I was like, I can just do that and not worry about it. So you don't need to satisfy your green truck itch. When do you think we will start seeing DC comics? Interesting. Now, they haven't confirmed that, but I would lean towards the fact that they will release that at some point. That's also another reason why I'm kind of tailoring my comic collection now. Now that I got a lot of these 3-digit commons that I really wanted, I'm kind of tailoring my collection to, okay, which comics am I going to go hard in that are going to last long term, even if they do have the DC comics and all those valuable ones. So I was kind of talking to Cryptos and Comics a little bit. Shout out to Sean. I was kind of just talking to him, picking his mind about, which comics would stand the test of time still, even if they did release, the best DC comics, etc. And so I'm not going to say which ones I did just because, I'm not a bag pumper. I'm really not. But you guys want to ask personal questions, always down to answer people. Okay, Tony making moves. Made some moves, sold my Elsa, and picked up a C3PO to complete my set, and grabbed another Mickey Mouse common. Hopefully grab another Elsa down the road. See, I don't think that's a bad idea to try to, make moves and then grab stuff back. It's just risky because you never know when can one explode, right? But if you wanted to complete that Star Wars set, I can completely understand why you want to complete that Star Wars set. I do think Elsa will be huge though. So I would try to grab Elsa back before it does get too far out of reach. I almost wanted to grab some more while I was like just under 1K, but don't have that many gems. Let's go. Brennan's getting ready for the breeding. Number 42, Secret Rare Storm on auction for 5K. Starting bid if anyone looking for a low mint. 43 selling for 35K. Solid. I think Randy would probably be interested in that. I mean, 42 Secret Rare Storm. I mean, you have like the second ever available public first X-Men collectible ever. We got Mubarak in the building. How we doing, fam? Happy drop day, fam. Happy drop day. Yo, good luck today, my man. Hopefully the chat blesses you once again. You did well last time, right? I forget what you got last time. Was it an ultra rare, secret rare? I think it was a secret rare, right? Mubarak killing it lately. And I think we got another comic book drop in, I'm going to say this week. We don't know which one it is just yet. And then possibly, I'm thinking another drop this weekend. Could be wrong. Screen record. We'll remember that. Did you have a happy holidays, JD? I did, Brendan. I did. Thank you, my man. How was everything with yours? Hope it was all well. Didn't do too much. Just chilling in with the fam. Just chilled in. It's the first time my pops was off, so it's pretty cool. Dude, feel better, my man. Feel better. Drink up. Drink some fluids. Get some rest. Also, one thing I want to talk about the Santa stamps. This is what I recognized when I was reading it. Read the descriptions of the Santa stamps and tell me what you notice. Is that confirmation that the commons come first? I asked like a whole bunch of people. Nobody responded. No, absolutely, absolutely. I feel that, Brendan. No, I appreciate it. Big time, my man. You got 4 minutes left to the drop. Chugging them waters and ginger ales. Solid idea. Drink some hot tea as well. I would stay away from the coffee. Be tea gate. Don't be doing coffee gate. Coffee gate just dehydrates you. That's one thing I got to do. I got to stop drinking coffee because I got to start hydrating myself a lot more. 3 minutes. If I get an ultra rare, it's gonna be crazy. Prediction gate. New Year's drop. Wow, that'd be wild. Should I stream on New Year's? New Year's celebration drop. We should do that. I don't really have. I'm not gonna go out for New Year's and get sick and all that kind of stuff. I'm not dealing with that. I probably should stream New Year's. We should have a New Year's party with a whole bunch of influencers. New Year's VeVe party on the live stream. I would be down for that for sure. 2020 with a bang. I do think VeVe's going to start out with a bang. I'm not sure what the bang's going to be, but they're just going to keep the momentum rolling. I don't think they're going to stop now, you know? They're going to keep it going too by just having so many drops. They're not going to have every drop won't be a mind-blowing drop, but they're going to have so many drops to where they're going to bring in so many different fan bases. Like the VeVe app's still only in English. Mind-blowing. I did stack up on a couple more Ultraman actually. Ultraman uncommon. Under $100, which means they didn't even 2x yet from where they're at right now. And it's a season 1, and it's a very popular hero, and it's the first appearance. Hello. I feel like a good bets, if I get some extra gems, I would probably stack up on them and the common DeLoreans, because that's the first ever car. It's a season 1. It's first interactive, and we already know it's going to get remote control at some point. Could that be the New Year's surprise? The common DeLorean gets drivable again? Oh, man. I'm going to clip that, too, if it comes out being right. Yeah, that's going to be awesome, man. We got 1 minute 43 seconds left. Little kid said, we can't wait for VeVeCon when we can all finally link and meet. It's almost inevitable. It really is, man. It really is. Down. Been holding my Ultraman 7s. Let's go. It's funny. I actually sold mine. Not the whole. I had one left, but then I was like, you know what? I got to get these back. These are going to blow up at some point. Just when that fan base comes, they're going to be huge. There's no way 7 isn't a few $100 at least. Let's go. We got 1 minute 13 seconds left. We got December in the building. How we doing, fam? Happy birthday. Whose birthday is it? Is it your birthday, December? We got Jerry. Let's go. 55 seconds. Oh, I think they're going to wait for Niantic's light ships technology before they make drivable cars on VeVe. Wow, I could definitely see that. Maybe maybe they do it sooner. Oh, screen record. Great idea. All right, 33 seconds. Let's go. 30 seconds. I'm going to back out. I'm going to go back in. 25 seconds. I'm sweating right now. 15 seconds, y'all. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Click. Oh, I did not get it. Oh, man. I thought I had it. Dang, I took an L. Wow, Willow got one. Let's go. Boy, I took an L. KZ, good luck, Johnny. Hey, appreciate you, brother. Maybe I was a little late. I feel like last time. What one was it? Not the group. One of the drops lately, I was too early on it. So I wanted to make sure I wasn't too early again, but she struck out big time. Wow, the dude's got a dub from his bed gate. Mubarak took an L, but his brother hit. Solid. At least somebody hit in your family. Roman took an L. This one was hard, man. Let me watch the tape. Gotta watch the film again. I mean, I thought I was gonna get it, to be honest. Oh, it's just it's tad late, I think. Let's watch it. Right there, I thought I was gonna get it. Come on. Just missed it. Wow, 7:45. Let's go, Stefan. These bots. Get out of here, bot. You get one from me. Rezlone, did you get one? I did not get one. December did not get one. How we doing, Paz? How we doing, brother? Did you get one? Let's go. Kelvin got one. Yo, Flash. Yeah, I kind of do like the blind boxes, honestly. Wow. Mubarak's brother hit number 211. That's big time right there. That's a super low mint. Tony got one. Let's go. Rez did get one. He said, give me more of that Johnny vibe. We got two. Let's go. Didn't I call it that you're gonna get one too, brother? No, you don't have to. You don't have to give me one more, man. Keep both. Wish I could slide gate. That's funny. I mean, that's actually a good idea. I thought it was a pretty solid idea. We'll see what happens. I think they already got theirs in the works, though. Got one, gonna be a common. Never know. It could be a low mint though. Web3 Greasy. 1482. At least a 1000 mint, you know. Paz took an L. I took an L as well, my man. Always dope chilling with you. Hey, appreciate that, Mubarak. Always dope having you join and support. Absolutely, my man. It means a lot. Gonna go back to bed now. Where you at right now? What part of the world are you in, Mubarak? What time of day is it? Peace out, brother. Have a good one, my man. Have a good one. See you on the next one. Later this week, we don't know what it is just yet, obviously, but everyone's kind of thinking it's going to be a big comic book, so we'll see what happens. Hey, Paz, appreciate you as always, my man. See you on the next one. Hey, Nijak got a dub. Let's go. Good mint number or what? This is the time right now that I would say really come up with a strategy. Because most people right now will kind of just air out and stop thinking about the drop, open up the marketplace, and then start thinking about it. That's kind of how it normally works. I live in Hong Kong. It's midnight here, 12 a.m. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, brother. Get some sleep. Make sure you get some rest for sure, my man. None for me. Hey, December still struck out. What up, JD? Dude, my countdown got screwed up. Wow, the Knicks countdown got messed up. I feel like they were fixing that or something. I think it was Kay that was talking about how he had issues and he let the team know or something like that. I feel like they were going to fix the countdown. I actually didn't realize the countdown was messed up at all. I thought maybe just the collectibles were harder to get than the comics, but if the comics are kind of messing up then too, then interesting. 1782. None on 4. Wow. That's insane. Everybody's talking about that, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm not sure. Do you feel like the prices are always hottest right after the drop? It definitely feels like that. Hottest isn't like the hype is high. The price is usually inflated a little bit. Yeah. I would say most of the time. Oftentimes, though, like it doesn't always work like that. I mean, we saw Bart Simpson started out $70, work its way all the way up to where it's now like 600, maybe $700 at its peak, 800, who knows? But like Walt Disney started out at 2K, went up to 3K. I bought two walls, one at 2.9K and another one at 3.5K, or 3.3 or 3.6, right in that range, mid 3,000. And now it's at 12K. So I mean, I would say, yeah, the hype is usually the highest right away, unless it's an extremely, extremely top tier legendary IP brand, or it has extremely, extremely scarce limited editions. Like things that tend to usually go up over time is like that huge Disney brand, huge legendary IP brand. Pokemon, if that was to ever drop on VeVe, something huge and iconic, that will keep going up. And also things that have like less than 1,000 editions like 888 or 400 or something crazy low like that, definitely will, most likely will keep going up. Not financial advice. Audible, he snagged the copy. Let's go. Audible got lucky today. That's what I'm talking about. Was it a good mint number? Did you see? Josh got a 8332. At least you got one, my man. Hopefully that's like an ultra rare or something like that. Wow. Web3 Greasy is killing it with the commons. I mean, the good thing about the commons is I think people are sleeping on them still. Not every common across the board, right? But I think the common comic books, mainly because people want a comic book that they can't get in real life that's very valuable. Like, for example, the Marvel Comics #1, the physical counterpart, you can't get that comic book. Like, it's so scarce to where you can't get it. So being able to own the actual physical replica, and not even replica, like the authenticated digital copy of that, is unbelievable. So that's where I think commons get a lot of that value. Like people forget all the time, like some of the grails are commons. This is a common. The first appearance of Joker, that's a common. The first appearance of Harley Quinn, that's a common. Wonder Woman. Like these iconic characters are oftentimes the common. That's why I think these low mint commons are going to be such a big deal. But again, I think everything's going to be a big deal because someone who's going to collect and pay premium for the low mint common is also going to want probably the whole set of those comics, those hardcore comic collectors. Homer and Bart, they are getting no love. Can you imagine what's going to happen to that collectible, though, as soon as the Simpsons rollout starts to happen, though? Okay, maybe the timer's a little still messed up. Wow, Wonder Woman 7,000. That's an awesome number right there. That's huge. Yeah, absolutely. No, definitely. A lot of the times that's why it's always great to come up, especially recently with a lot of these secret rare comics, just because there's so many of them. Or if it's a secret rare of a collectible that's not that important of a brand. That's why I always say take these 30 minutes or whatever the case may be, 40 minutes sometimes. But this little window here, come up with a strategy in your head. Like, do you really want this comic book? You may not know what rarity you have yet. So start just like thinking, what if that's an ultra rare? Will I want to sell it right away? Or do I kind of want to hold that? If you can come up with those ideas right now, as soon as the market opens, you can make that split decision. Let me sell this secret rare right now. You can list it for, 1.5K maybe. Boom, it sells right away because there's only maybe 5 in the marketplace. And then as, 50 get in there for the market to sell, it may dip back down to 800. Who knows? And you could just buy back in lower. So it's definitely crucial to come up with a game plan. Todd, 0891 is my ticket to ban. They got Kobe collects. Let's go. Keep up the great work, Johnny. Let's go. Appreciate that big time, my man. Absolutely appreciate that. $10 super chat. Kobe collects. I like the name too. You a big fan of Kobe, obviously? Hopefully we see some NBA, legendary, iconic players, 3D collectibles come to VeVe. I would love to see that. I think Top Shot will have their moments still, but I really do believe that VeVe will eventually get NBA players as 3D collectibles, the same way I think they're going to eventually have with NFLPA, NFL players as 3D collectibles. Why would they not have that with the MLB, the NBA, and all these other um, sports? Soccer, or should I say football? Because that's huge in a whole bunch of different countries. Borat said, not got a drop since the Coke Snow Globe. I think I'm going to have to start market flipping again. Yeah, absolutely. I've been striking out a lot too lately. Were you able to pick up any rebounds lately or no? I've been kind of striking out on rebounds. Zodi said also picked up Mickey 13013. Common floor. This one is going to be millions. I think we will be surprised at some of these prices, honestly. Do you have any intel on this comic? The last one I got is selling for $10 because this is Stan Lee. Can we assume it will be more valuable, desirable? So Web3 agrees. That's a great question. I think a lot of people are still sleeping on these iconic comic book writers like Stan Lee. I think, let's see, what's another one that Stan Lee wrote that I feel like is being slept on big time? I have a couple of these. Forget where it's at right here. Let me look. Might be Journey in the Mystery. Is Journey in the Mystery the one that's written by Stan Lee? Yeah, Stan Lee, writer, Journey in the Mystery. I feel like that one's being slept on. I feel like once we get the hardcore comic book collectors, we're going to see different prices on these comics. It probably should be a little bit more valuable since it's written by Stan Lee. But again, since it's not a first appearance of any main characters, I don't think this comic book will be crazy valuable. Maybe over time, in a few more months, 6 months from now, it will be. But right now, I don't think it will be too valuable. Could be wrong, not financial advice. We got Danny Williamson, got a rebound. Woo! Billy Bob Bitcoin got one. Low mint, Billy Bob? What's a good entry price for this comic? Low 20s. Lazarus is asking. It's gonna be interesting to see the floor. I feel like it could probably start at around $20 and probably will dip to like 15, maybe even 10. I feel like 10 is kind of low, so probably around 20, 15, maybe 12ish. Not positive though. It could stay around $20. But again, if you really want this comic book, I feel like 20 is not a bad price. I feel like the comic books, we will just get flooded with them, so they may be kind of on the back burner, especially when bigger drops happen. High mint 22K. Okay. Nothing too crazy, but at least you got one on the drop. I'm going to read some of the details on the Santa drop. So if you guys look at the Santa stamps and read the description, the first words it says the common. In the first stamp, Santa stands on a snowy rooftop, etc., etc. It keeps on going. The uncommon, it says the second stamp is a close up of winking Santa, and it keeps on going. The rare stamp, it starts off saying the third stamp shows Santa and some of his reindeer as they travel on to their next stop. The ultra rare, the fourth stamp shows Santa. Do you get what I'm saying here? So is that confirmation that the commons are first? Interesting, right? I think it could. If you're talking about the commons, Lazarus, is that the one you're talking about? The common, the secret rare price. I could be wrong on this one, but I feel like it's going to start out over 1K and it's going to dip under 1K. So if I did luck out and get a secret rare on this one, unless you absolutely love this comic book, unless you absolutely love the artwork, for me, I think I would probably flip it for some gems. Because right now I'm trying to stack up some gems. Hopefully I can win this fantasy football league so can get a third Nightwing. It's one of those things where I would actually want to keep it just as like a trophy to hold, but I also want to sell it right away to get some gems so I don't have to sell my two originally owned Nightwing. My prized possession is my number 900 pizza truck, paid $750 when the floor was $520, and it shot up the next day when they announced it's the one and only. Yeah, it's a good buy right there, Gio. I was trying to actually myself get rid of my high mint and swap into a low mint. Haven't been able to pick up a low mint for cheap just yet, but I am trying to get a low mint, all golden moments. That's one of my goals as well. Pizza truck will be big. You got to think. A lot of these collectibles tend to pump when movies come out, and the pizza truck's in every single Pixar movie. Let's go. Finally got me one. I don't want to sell. Josh, that's the hardest thing, especially when you get them on the drop. Happens almost 90% of the time, right? You could say you're not a collector, etc. You don't want this comic book, you don't want this collectible. Boom. You land that ultra rare on the drop. You're like, dang, I kind of want to hold it now. Like you do get attached to them for sure. Spidey versus Mickey is a dang great question. That's definitely a great debate. Oh, here it is. Hey, 4,000 collectibles. Solid job. Solid job. What do you think has a higher long-term potential? Ultra rare Spidey or Steamboat Mickey Ultra Rare as the price is similar? I was actually going to create a poll on YouTube about this. I created one that was different, but I was going to say if you only had to pick one, what would it be? The ultra rare Spider-Man, the Todd, or the ultra rare Steamboat Mickey? That's an interesting question right there, man. All right, so for me personally, because the ultra rare in the Spider-Man is not the top rarity because there is that secret rare, that could go be a benefit or a negative. One could say it's a benefit and argue that way because the secret rare would pull that ultra rare up, which I could see. But then the negative would be like you don't want that ultra rare. You'd rather have the other ultra rares, the other ultra rare, just because it's the top rarity in that collection. I would say no to the ultra rare Spider-Man just because there is that secret rare. I'd rather have that secret rare if I could. I would feel like, dang, I don't have the ultra rare the entire time. Even though it's a solid amount, just personally, it would be like an OCD thing. Like, I still don't have the top rarity in this. So for that reason, I would say the ultra rare Mickey Steamboat. But if it was the ultra rare Mickey Steamboat or Todd, whew, man, that's a tough debate. That's a real tough debate right there. Big L today. I took an L as well. Hash Pal, do you think selling Pride for 10K, waiting for MTL to buy back when it's cheap again, a good strategy? This is the $1 million strategy, or I mean, $1 million question, I should say, because I don't know the right answer to that. It's all the guess right now, right? It's all about hindsight. You could do the decision, it could work out perfectly, and you would look like a genius. You could do that decision, and it works the exact opposite. As soon as MTL here, boom, shoots up even higher, and you're just like, what just happened? What did I do? And it works out the exact opposite. It could literally go either way. I really am not sure. I feel like my strategy in this is not to take that chance with the big collectibles. I'm okay with taking that chance with the lower tier ones. Not okay with taking that chance with the big collectibles. If you have duplicates, it's one thing to be okay to take that risk, take that chance. But I feel like it's not a bad idea because taking profits, you're still taking wins, right? At the end of the day. It's just how much are you trying to maximize those wins? And it's impossible to always time it perfect. I mean, we can never time tops perfectly, bottoms perfectly, right? You just try to do your best. But that's one that you're gonna have to either, if you make that decision, just I think you're okay with it if aware that it's a risk. It could go either way. But some people like taking those risks and it could work out. I mean, a lot of times, it takes risks to make money. So dang, 0 for 5 today. My family, I haven't missed a comic since like August. Wow, Drew, you've been killing it then if you haven't missed a comic since August. I've really been doing well on comics too. Just missed a couple of them. Possibly. I mean, it's possible. Absolutely. The thing is, though, it's not going to be like a switch. Everybody can cash out right now. It's going to be slow waves of it. So maybe, the early people are taking profits, and then it's going to happen in waves to where as people start taking profits, we're steady gaining more and more users to kind of balance that out. Maybe there are short-term dips. Nobody can, predict it perfect. I mean, here's the exact opposite argument of what they've been just saying, and this is where I'm kind of leaning. Hypelix said, I think MTL will pump the price, to be honest. The largest Krakens refuse to put millions in the app before you can 100% cash out. And that's where I'm thinking. Like, we just waited. A lot of us who've been here since March, we've been waiting for the moment just to be able to cash out. Not even because I'm cashing out, just to have that option to make it become a safe investment. This has been looked at as a risky investment to people who've had millions of dollars because you can't cash out. You can't have that liquidity. You have to trust the team, which you have to do more research, put more time in now to trust the team to have confidence to do that. Most people just look at it on the outside, don't do the research to know who the team is, to know the reasons why there is no cash out option just yet. And they say, I'm not putting millions into that. It's a scam. You can't cash out. There are people who have put millions in, and that's because they understand. They've done the research. They took the time to understand who this team is, who their partnerships are. They're realizing that Disney isn't going to partner with this scam. So some people are okay with putting millions in. And I think those people are going to be rewarded big time. It's hard to have that golden opportunity when the masses see something as an easy, safe investment. So I'm under the impression that exactly kind of what you're saying, Hypelix. There's two sides to it. One, half the people think MTL will pump the prices because it becomes a safe investment, and then the other half think it could, dip. I think VeVe's too smart. They're not going to just say, okay, light switches on, everybody can cash out, take all your money out. They're going to do it slowly, strategically in waves to where it's going to like match the growth of the user base, I think. Let's go. Kelvin got a rare. Wow. Yes, Willow. This is huge, bro. This is a great question because we always talk about low mints, important mints, but this is something that is actually big time. Willow said, when it comes to mint numbers, I got the uncommon Santa Labbit, 2,886 out of 288. 2,888. Does that mint have any significance or only if it was the very last mint? So, absolutely. So, the last few actually have a big deal. Like, that's what people are starting to do, actually. So, the last mint is important, obviously more important than what you have. If you had the mint number 2,888, that's huge. But just like having the 41 is iconic, huge. If you have the mint number 42, that's still big. If you have the mint number 43, that's still big too. So 2,886, you have the second to last one possible. Third to last one, I should say. So that's definitely a big deal. I want to say Grail, right? Or something like that, but it's definitely a bigger deal than normal. That's true too, though. I mean, yeah, people will take some profits. But again, when the master collector program runs out, like they have so many things that entice people to hold to where it's like, yeah, you can cash out, but if you have this many collector program points, you'll be able to get the Pokemon drop. And then it's like, wait, maybe I'll just leave it in. So it's like they have so many avenues they can go to make people not want to take all their money out. Yeah, see, Web3 agrees. I think this would happen if it was like a light switch and okay, tomorrow everybody can cash out, boom. Then it would be like, okay, maybe there's a small dip, but they're not going to do it like that. They're going to have it slowly roll out. So that's what makes me think it won't really crash the market. But we'll see what happens. Only put 190 bucks in. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I put so much more money in. I should have. Well, I don't even know if I should have because it'd be interesting to see how things would have worked out. But instead of trying to flip right away, I was collecting right away. So I was putting money in, boom, buying one. I mean, not on a lot of them. Like I bought the 7 FA Jokers, 7 FA Harley Quinns. But after I bought like my main big duplicates, I didn't have much money to buy more duplicates. So like I was spending money on like just one of big things. Like the Rizzo purchase was huge for me. I bought a big Barta for like 1,200 gems. Like that was a huge purchase for me. Like to load up 1,200 gems to buy a big Barta. I think I had to do it in like 2 day span or something like that. So like there's a lot of times where I probably could have been smarter, load up 100 or 200 bucks, start flipping my way up to the big Barta at that point. But maybe I would have got addicted to flipping and I wouldn't have been a holder collector and then I would have ruined my collection. So I'm glad everything worked out the way it did, honestly. No, I appreciate the question, Shazam. I think there's room in this NFT space for a lot of potential. I mean, for a lot of different platforms to survive. I just think 98% of the platforms won't survive. So if it does become a legit project, there's a chance that it could survive because I think this whole space will be huge enough to where there's going to be other platforms that do last long term. I just think VeVe will be king. I think it'll sort of be like social media to where there's Instagram, the mecca. Then there's Snapchat, there's Twitter up there too. There was Vine at one point. A lot of these platforms will be like Vine, right? They were here for a minute, gone. Um, there's MySpace. I'm sure there's going to be a MySpace, something that was here that everybody used that nobody uses anymore. It's the same thing with like brands like Nike, Nike, Adidas, the Meccas. Then you got K Swiss down here. You got Reebok, and I think that's the way the platforms are going to work too. You got VeVe, and then you're gonna have this one. You're gonna have this one down here, that one. That's kind of how I see it. It might be the cheapest set to complete. Another one for Master Collector Program points, another cheap set is that Santa set. And that's one of the reasons why I did it, is just because I'm not tailoring my collection just for those points anymore. But because I did sell some sets, I was like, this is a great way to get those Master Collector Program points back really cheaply, really cheap, because there's 4 collectibles in that set, and you do get a bonus for that. So I need to refresh your live broadcast notifications. YouTube is not showing them for me lately. We'll do a portfolio. We'll do, my man. Brendan struck out. How hard are the jobs now, my man? It's crazy how much harder they are, man. It's wild. What do you mean about the social Web3? What do you mean by that? Only reason I'm up so much was that Day of the Dead, Father Pool that I sold right away. Okay. What was it? Low mint stamp. Wow, that's big time, Brendan. The last minted Avengers. How we doing, Domer? How we doing, brother? Let's see if that market's open for you guys. If I can get a cheap common right away, I will. But I think I'm just gonna hold off and hopefully the price dips when the next comic book releases, and then I'll probably buy this one, cheap common. This is like This is what my team's looking like headed into the championship game, fantasy football influencer league. Let's go. We got Kyle Murray going. We got Renfro. Need a big game from Renfro against the Indy, which has a pretty good pass defense. I'm not sure if I'm going to start AJ Green. We got Eckler back. Definitely need him healthy in a huge week. We got Kamara, kind of been shaky as of late. They don't have a good quarterback right now in there. Well, I should say he's a decent quarterback. He just needs to play a little bit more consistently their offense. Yeah, Andrews, another big week I need. I don't know if I'm going with Connor. Took some big injuries. Mike Evans injured. Cook's not sure if he's going to play. So we'll see what happens here. I need a big week from some players, but we'll see. We'll see. What sets did you sell? Did you sell duplicate sets? So no, actually, I don't have a couple of sets now. Believe it or not, don't have the Kozik set anymore. The Labbits, unfortunately, I only have one Labbit. I might have two. I'm not sure. I wanted to keep one or two, but don't have that set anymore. I don't have a couple of them. I don't have the Ron English one anymore. I like Ron English's set too, and he's from Jersey too. But I can't keep everything. So I'm really focusing on those big brands. The artists it has to be like something that I'm absolutely incredibly in love with the art for me to collect it from, like the whole set from the artist right now. And I did want to get, my goal was to get series 1 of each thing, but even that is too big of a task for me right now, at least at the moment. Oh, right. Okay, yeah. Web3 agrees with the social. Yeah, that's coming, my man. I know. It's frustrating, but soon we're going to be able to search for people's profiles. Like, you're going to be able to type in search, Johnny Dunn, boom, go to my profile. Probably going to be able to view my showroom right on my profile, which I think will be a big deal. And I think eventually after they get that rolling, that's when they start fixing the algorithm on the social feed, because obviously it's not ideal right now. And they're not really focused just on that yet. They're trying to make that inventory go right now, focus on those collectibles. And you could really start putting on your seatbelt once you see that social feed start to get a lot better, improved. I think that's when you start putting on your seatbelt for the rocket ship, because once they start doing that, in my head is when they're starting to gear up for that mass adoption. It's been a little bit. I have heard of it. Yeah, I think it's okay. I mean, I don't have anything invested in it, but if you do, I'm sure there's going to be, space to survive in the NFT space, right? It's a big space. Hey, let's go East Coast. Wow, I didn't realize that. I knew the 13th letter was big, but I didn't realize the 1313 that's where it's located. That's big time. That's a big number then. Oh, you got the ultra rare. Nice, Jerry. I like the cover art on that one a lot. Market's still closed. I'm not sure how much that ultra rare is going to go for. I would say, whew, anywhere from like starting out maybe $4 to $7 and then dip. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I'm not too confident on that guess. I would be torn if I got the ultra rare, just because I need the gems. I kind of want to sell it, but I would probably keep it just by the way the art looks, honestly. If I got the secret rare, I would sell it. If you want cheap Master Collector program points, try to find those 4 or 5 set collectible, or 4 or 5 collectible sets that are really cheap, because they'll give you those bonus points for having the 4 to 5 collectibles in the set as well. That's really the only reason why. and because I was gonna hold till next year, that I got that Santa set, just because it was less than $200, and I had, I think, just a little less than 1,000 gems at the time. So I was like, you know what? I did sell a bunch of sets recently, so to get those points kind of back, let me just stock up on this one cheap. I've been trying to think what I'm going to do with my Omi too. That's a good question, Billy Kid. Do I put it in the app? Do I hold it out? I think I will put a good amount in the app, but I think I'm going to hold some of it out of the app as well too. Kind of split it up. So I want to stake a good amount as well. You know what I mean? I want to stake a good amount. I wish I had like 10 million Omi. That was like the number I wish I got to. But that's a lot, you know. I can't be mad that I'm not there. This is a good question. Is it better to consolidate and just focus on the blue chip, or have different kinds that are not blue chip? I think this is really going to depend on everyone's own situation. I think everybody's going to have a different answer here. There's some people out there who are straight collectors who are only in here just for collecting. And for them, they probably would want to have a little bit of everything or whatever they're into. There's going to be people on this app who solely collect stamps. There's going to be people on this app who solely collect the Batman. People who only solely collect the comic books. So there's going to be so many different varieties to where I would have to say it depends on everybody's situation. Some people are in here just for investing only. They don't care about collecting one bit, and they only want to make the most return on investments possible. For them, they would probably only focus on the blue chips. They would probably have, a bunch of Todds, a bunch of Rizzos, a bunch of Superman, a bunch of Da Vinci, Waltz, Mickey, like just the top tier ones, because they're looking to sell them for the most amount of money because they're only into investing. Then there's people in the middle, like a little bit of a both, right? Kind of like me. I'm definitely in here to invest, but I'm also a collector too. So for me, my situation is a little bit of both. I want to stack up on those blue chips, but I also want to collect everything that I love, even if it doesn't have the most return on investment value wise. So I think that question is going to be, there's no right answer and there's no wrong answer, because everybody is different and everybody has their own situation. So that's my answer to that. I know it's not probably the answer you want to hear. You want to hear one or the other, but it really comes down to your own situation. AKO, whatever your situation may be. Maybe you're already, well off in life and you have a lot of money. You're only here for collecting. You probably wouldn't only focus on the blue chips then, because you want to collect the things that you love. Or maybe you found VeVe and this is your way to, I probably should only be here for value, like investing, a return on investment, because I feel like this changed my life. But I'm also a collector at heart, so I'm trying to do a mix of both. I hope that does help, though. Market open? Yeah, hopefully that helps. I don't think there's one right answer. All right, so the common's going for 12. Wow, it's already down to 12. I said 2015, it did down to 10 or 12. Uncommon, 19. The rare is 38. Ultra rare is 280. Wow, so less than I thought. I thought anywhere from 4 to 7. So it's a lot less than I thought it'd be. I thought maybe it was up at 7 when the market first opened and dipped down already. Secret rares at 950. So yeah, it probably started at 1K, where it's right back down below. We got 259 available for the common in the market. The lowest price is $12. We got 91 available for the uncommon, $19. There's 55 available for the rare, $61. 30 available for the ultra rare, $259. 22 available for the secret rare, down to $750. Completely forgot about the Citroen card drops. I feel like, yeah, the Citroen card drops, that's going to be just a whole nother level into the cars, because Again, the DeLorean was the first car that we saw, and we're gonna see so many cars: the Fast and the Furious cars, the GM cars, the classic, the futuristic ones. Like, Johnny, $1 million question. How do you feel about this? How do you feel about what they've done with the secret rares? I remember them saying it wouldn't be available in a drop, but now it's every drop. I feel like it's always going to be different. The comics, I guess the trend now is to have a secret rare with all the comics. So that's kind of like a built-in thing. Maybe Marvel had saying that, etc. But I think when VeVe drops a secret rare, it won't necessarily be announced. Um, some secret rares are available in the drop, like we saw with Lucky. They didn't have an announcement about it, but 10 minutes before, boom, they just put a timer up and everybody could get the drop. Sometimes the secret rares will be we had a bug in the app, something went wrong with like the Ultraman posters, or it was the secret rare Labbit with the gem thing that happened. Not available in the drop, but they issued it to people. So secret rare is kind of like their way of rewarding people for whatever may have happened. Boom, you can't buy it on the drop, or the secret rare is just something that's going to be more valuable on a drop. So it's kind of like a little hybrid. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I don't think it's $1 million question. Yeah, Shazam. I answered that question. I don't think it's gonna surpass VeVe. Can you do a segment on Recur versus VeVe potential? Like I said before, I talk about this all the time. I think VeVe is going to be the mecca, the king, the absolute number one everybody goes to. But the NFT space is big enough to where I think there's going to be sub platforms down here. There's going to be other platforms down there. Just the same way in branding and clothing. There's Nike, there's Adidas, there's K-Swiss down here, there's Reebok. There's a whole bunch of different things. Same, it happens in everything. Look at music streaming. There's iTunes, Spotify, and there's Pandora Music down here. There's a Tidal down there. Like there's a whole bunch of avenues, but there's a mecca, there's a king. Social media. There's Instagram, there's Twitter, there's a Snapchat down there. There's Facebook still there. I guess that's Instagram. Probably be up there with the king. But then there was Vine. There's gonna be a lot of Vines in this space. So if you guys don't know what Vine was, that's just because Vine was only here for a short little amount of time and then it was gone. So I think a lot of platforms will kind of be like Vine. No doubt price will crash now because he just bought one. That's hilarious. Well, Robbie, I would say, what's the price right now? 58. It may dip a little bit. 55, yeah. Now's like the time to, like, if you were to buy something right now in the market, if you wanted some collectibles, in the comics, I would say, I would wait until later this week once that next comic drops, if it's as big as they say. I don't even know where people got how big it was supposed to be. I just heard from in the grapevine everybody talking about how big the next comic book drop's going to be. I don't even know for sure if it's going to be that big. We'll see. But then the next the collectible drop, like I feel like we're going to get another comic and another collectible drop this week. So the price on these comics could dip a little bit further, and that's probably when I'll tend to go buy this comic. So I shouldn't FOMO on Recur. I mean, I would say don't FOMO into anything, but if you like Recur, if you like, where it's going, potential, maybe, if you feel like it's better for you to diversify a little bit, put a little funds in there. Not financial advice, any of this, but for me, I'm all in on VeVe. I'm not telling you to be all in on VeVe. I'm just telling you, for me personally, maybe if I had, a couple thousand just laying around not doing anything, sure, I'll go get a pass or I'll go get something just to try it. But I don't really have too much money just laying around to where I don't need it. So for me, that would be, it's not much, it's only a few $100, I think, but a few $100 I would just put that in the something else. Like for me, I'm sure they're going to be around to stand the test of time. I think Gary Vee is an incredible person, right? I love Gary Vee. I think he's probably going to, if he's attached to that, it's probably going to do well. But I think VeVe is still going to be king. I really do. When you have this many IP brands, the impact that the brands have. I'm sure everybody else is going to have their little section of IP brands that they have to say, hey, we have this brand, we have this brand. But VeVe is the king. And not only that, it's the ease of use. It's everything involved. The team that's involved, like I really believe that VeVe is going to be the Amazon. It's going to be the Apple Music. It's going to be the Instagram. And there's going to be other things that if people want to try this platform, et cetera, they can try. But I do think VeVe will be king. Wow, is it easier to buy in the market today? Just bought 5 at 10. Usually you have that error pop up. I should try it. I would say either a couple things are happening. Either there's not that much demand for this one, so not everyone's trying to buy this one like Mickey or Disney or something huge like that. Or maybe they're doing even a better job blocking those bots. Drew Siller said, Rob, I would have waited, but at least you got something you wanted. Yeah, that's the thing too. Like sometimes you just see things that you like. And like for me, it was the James Bond. I was getting that Valdo case. I didn't care what the price was just because I wanted to lock that set in ASAP. Now, if I didn't like James Bond, if I wasn't really into James Bond, if like for this comic book example, say I'm wrong, right? And it doesn't dip and just the comment goes to $100. Okay, well, I don't feel bad because I don't love this, right? If it was something I absolutely loved and it skyrocketed without me grabbing it, then I feel mad. But one, I don't think this comic book's gonna shoot up like that. So I'm okay with waiting a little bit. I actually have I just saw that I had this listed. I forgot it was still listed. It's the reason why I think these exclusive covers are big is because, well, I should say the reason why I think these exclusive covers in the future are going to be big is because they already did the first one, and that's why I have listed the first Fantastic Four. I may delist it though. I did. I picked up 3 of them actually, 3 ultra rares, the Fantastic Four 13. That first exclusive one at under $200. I was like, "There's no way that's going to stay under $200." I picked up a few of them. I just delisted it, and I picked up a few ultra rares of another Fantastic Four comic. Good night, December. Appreciate you big time for tuning in. As always. Go over the price one more time with y'all. Enjoy the rest of the stream. Like and subscribe. And see, now they're starting to pour in. There's still a lot to be in here, too. I think we're going to see the price keep on dipping. Like, for example, Secret Rare, there's only 23 available in the market for sale right now. The price is $550. I think we're going to see a lot more in the market for sale soon. The Ultra Rare, there's only 51 available in the market for sale. The price is $150. The Rare, there's only 95 available in the market. The price is $53. The Uncommon, there's only 106 available in the market for sale, and the price is $22. In the Common, there's 292 available in the market. Price is $13. Hopefully, VeVe tweets out what the next drop's about to be. Wow, let's go. Rev just tweeted out there's super limited edition and then there's extreme limited edition. Let's go. I think I am going to list that for sale. The Fantastic Four number 13 ultra rare. I'm gonna list it for exactly what the floor is, $298. This is like an $800 comic book when it first got dropped, so I had to pick up a few. Boom. Yeah, so if you guys wanted to pick this one up, I think there's a chance that you could probably wait. Not financial advice. Do what you guys want to do. If you really want this comic book without missing out on anything, I think just personally it could dip, especially throughout the week as more and more gets released. But guys gotta also get what you like. That's the biggest thing. And we saw Robbie, he grabbed it just because he really wanted it. He liked it. But all right, guys, I'm gonna be signing off today. Appreciate you guys big time for all the support. As always, you guys are amazing. The super chat, everybody always tuning in, support. You guys are amazing. We'll be streaming next drop as well sometime this week. I think it's gonna be a super limited or an extreme limited drop, whatever that was. So check out Alex's Twitter. He just tweeted out a little something, little Easter egg surprise, possibly. I'm sure there's gonna be. I retweeted it too. I'm sure there's gonna be an announcement drop soon. So stay posted on YouTube, Twitter, all that. Shout out to everybody who did land something today. I think it's going to be harder and harder to land something as we move forward. So if you do land something, soak that feeling in, because it may not keep happening as we keep moving forward. So once again, shout out to everybody who joined in today. Appreciate you big time. See you on the next drop. We're signing out. It's your boy, Johnny Dunn. We out, y'all.